I know how to live. It's you and me. Our love is bigger than most everything. It's stretched out further than our eyes could see. You gave your heart.
Austin, Texas circuit of the Americas. We're here for the DirtFish Rallycross of America of COTA. We're up to qualifying 3. There is one reason why Rallycross is the fastest growing motorsports in the world, because it's so fan friendly. Austin is the live capital of the world. We have live music. We have activation by manufacturers. One of a kind Volkswagen vehicles right here. You can sit in, you can win. We have food trucks. It is a place where you want to be, where you want to experiment everything that there is to do, to see, and to feel. Obviously, as it is the case in Rallycross, the drivers are close to everyone. Even though if we're in the middle of 2 qualifying between Q2 and Q3, drivers like Scott Speed, drivers like Steve Arpin are there. Fans are lining up to get autographs, to get pictures, selfies with him. Ken Block is right there. They're having issues with suspension, but they're still making time for the fans, and this is why Rallycross is growing so fast. If you are not here in Austin, make sure you come for our next round in Three Rivers, August 4th and 5th, or at the end of September. We are back right here on the circuit to show you all the action that Rallycross has to offer. Now, for now, we are up to qualifying 3. We've had 2 qualifying up to now. Scott Speed is the top qualifier, and we'll go to Andrew Coley to describe to us what happened in quali 1 and 2.
Thank you, Dom. You're riding on board here. I think it's with Speed, in fact, is it?
Yep.
It is indeed, yeah. Scott Speed. This was Tanner Faust. Various bits of action from the qualifying sessions that we've had so far. The focuses have been going okay. Dom mentioned it. They've had a few suspension issues. That was Bennett in Q1 in the mini, mixing it up, managing to get up into P2. Unfortunately, spinning on the last lap. Ken Block taking that one. Good job by him. The fans are enjoying it here. It is super, super hot. Bennett again struggling. You could see off the start there. On board with Travis Pastrana over the jump. That's the smallest jump he's done this week. That guy's been jumping over fountains and cars and buses in Vegas. Now enjoying some time in a rallycross car again. Ken Block going better in Q2 than he'd gone in Q1. A bit happier with the car. Off the line, Faust was quicker than his teammate Speed, but those guys split the strategy in their race. So Speed holding on until lap number 4 to take his joker lap. Big jump in the Beetle. Look, they're committed over that jump, while Faust had jokered at turn 1. So splitting the strategy. They know it's very tight to get these cars repaired in between the sessions. And I think that is why they've taken the safe approach so far. Tanner in P2 with 2 P2s. Scott Speed in P1 with 2 wins so far. VW are dominating. Are they going to continue to dominate for the rest of the day? Subaru and of course Lambro, Hoonigan are not going to want that. Oliver Bennett will be looking for a better result in the Mini. There we are. Look at that. Fantastic view here. COTA, Texas, USA. These are the standings, and you'll see at the top of the table Scott Speed with those 2 wins, Q1 and Q2, but 2 more sessions still to go from Faust to P2s. Block did better in Q2 than Q1. Sandell, 2 4th places, then Arpin, Atkinson, Pastrana and Bennett.
Introducing the all-new Volkswagen Jetta with available digital cockpit.
Well, the fans are there enjoying the weather, as I say. They're waving at the umbrellas, and here we are waving at you. So, my name's Andrew Coley, this is Bucky Lasek, skateboard legend, but rallycross driver as well. And Bucky, we're enjoying this so far.
Oh, man, I'm blown away. I haven't seen these cars in a long time. I'm really enjoying watching Ken and the new Focus. So looking forward to this.
Yeah, Q3 coming up, so we're looking down at our screens. You guys can be doing the same at home, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, then by all means, give us some comments underneath. How do you think the guys are getting on? Who's looking dangerous? Can anyone challenge the VWs? Who's your favourite ARX2 driver? So ARX2 up first, the support category for America's Rallycross. The young drivers in single-make cars, they're all exactly the same. You've got Matt Karpov, Connor Martel and Cole Keats in this one, P5, P7 and P8. Remember, you need to be P4 or above if you want to be front row in the semi-finals, and Bucky, that's going to be really important.
It is. I really want to see these guys get a good start here, and these guys are kind of in the back of the field right now, so let's see them get these times up.
They are indeed. Cole Keats had a DNF in Q1, so he started the race and didn't finish and did not start Q2. So Cole Keats in the 53 car, you can see it's showing some damage. Those guys have had to work really hard on that car to get out. They've got Travis Picoy, who is not on the grid, and that's because they were changing his engine. So Picoy, if he goes through, will go through right at the back of the field. Martel is currently in P7, DNS in Q2. Karpov up in P5. So Karpov is the foreman at the minute, but Karpov gets the worst start on the outside. It's a good start for Cole Keats. Connor Martel puts the squeeze across. Martel goes standard lap on the inside, and the 21 car did well to get in there.
Yeah, he did. He saw it, and he went for it, and he got it clean. So now I think Martel's just going to buckle down and just put some good laps in.
Connor Martel, of course, running in the World Championship support category RX2 with Team Foreign, so doing a good job here. He's had a share of good and bad luck this season. He was very quick in free practice this morning, but you know, that's running one at a time, and when it comes down to racing, there's a bit more contact and luck comes into it.
There is, yeah. He had a clutch issue. That's why he wasn't out here earlier. So now he's just, there's Dan right there, a spotter. He's his eyes right now. He's just probably telling him to keep some good laps. He's walking these guys. So
yeah, he is. He's absolutely destroying them, isn't he? I mean, look at the gap he's got. It's 2.9 seconds, Buck, in just over a lap.
Yeah, he's putting the hammer down. They don't call him the hammer for nothing.
So this is a guy who you're impressed with in terms of pace. You know, you'd expect him to be front runner.
Connor's very fast. He comes from motorcycles. You know, he races Supercross and stuff. So he's super fast on the dirt, and he's been driving cars for a few years now. So he is he's dialed. He's been running the RX Ice series.
And now RX2 and ARX2, so yeah, he's used to these cars. He's spent some seat time. We were talking as well about these cars. They're quite tricky to drive, and it does come down to setup and carrying the speed.
Yeah, it's all, you know, if the spotter's not seeing it and the driver's not seeing it, you're going to have your hands full the entire race. So unless you can get these cars to handle better and get the speed, get the pace up in them, you're not going to fight much for the front row.
Martel doing really well, a 5.5 second lead. He's edging these guys by, you know, 2.5, 3 seconds a lap. This is fantastic. Of course, somebody there went to gear too low, didn't they? That's a buzzed engine. Look at that, Martel moving the car around the left, decides to joke, or has to joke on this last lap. The others follow him in, but this is going to be a dominant win for him. So far, the fastest times have been a 2:33.2 and a 2:33.6. So let's see what Martel can do on this one, and maybe we'll see if the track's developing.
I think he's on one right now, so I think we're definitely going to see him in the 2:33s.
Here we go. You can hear it from his spotter there saying keep focusing. Well, one of the spotters up in the spotter's tower. Martel through the right and the left, looking to stop the clock as early as he possibly can. Lovely job by Martel. 2:31.5.
There it is.
That's the fast. Yes, good spot, Bucky Lasek. That's fastest time of the day.
He looked fast.
FTD goes to Connor Martel. He was P2 in the first session, which was pretty good, but DNS in Q2, and that is really going to help climb him back up that leaderboard, try and secure a front row place.
Good job, Connor. DirtFish crew, killing it.
That's what we want to see too. I want to see a race. We know from this morning that he was quick compared to the other quick guys, and if they have a bad day and they end up down the group, we don't get to see that race. And I know you guys at home want to see it. We want to see a race from the fastest guys at the front.
We do.
Good job, Martel. I know the guys from Team Foreign are watching back at home. Hey to Eric and co. Look at that, stunning. Connor Martel winning from Cole Keats, Matt Karpov and Travis Picoy. DNS for Travis Picoy. They're still trying to change the engine in that car. Tried to actually change the chassis. They were just going to bring a spare car out, but that's not allowed. So they're changing the engine from the spare car in. Will we see him in Q4 or not? He'll make it, but it'll be right at the back of the grid. Martel rolls back into the paddock. Here's another look at the start. So look at this. Martel's really impressed with the way he rotates in the first corner, Bucky.
Yeah, he does an excellent job here. He kind of saw someone kind of eyeballing a spot, and he just kind of moved over, just let him know the space isn't there.
The gap's massive. Look at the amount of time. And there's a guy who feels confident in the car. You can see by the way his inputs.
You see the input was so early. Before he even got to the apex, he got the car rotated and drove straight through it. I bet you that wheel didn't move a lot through that little S turn.
No, just tidy, small inputs. 10 degrees. Very, very nicely done. I think Dom is with our race winner now, so let's go and have a catch up with Conor Martel.
Conor Martel, that seemed a little too easy.
Yeah, no, the car's all back together now. It's running really well. We had a really good setup from practice. Unfortunately, our clutch seized up, so that's why we weren't out there for Q2, but they got it all back together. Their DirtFish team did great, so it's back to business now.
You think you can make it up as well in Q4 as well as semis and final?
I hope so. Yeah, I mean, we had the fastest lap by a second in practice, so I'm hoping just to run clean laps, get out front, and hopefully gain some positions back.
Well done. Good luck with the rest.
Thank you very much.
Thumbs up from Martel and thumbs up from us as well. Bucky, that was a great drive.
Very well done,
He's
Conor.
going to be in the quicker race, isn't he, in Q4? So he's going to come up against more cars and more competition. But if he can get another whole shot and hammer those laps in, we might see him right up there.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Put that kid in a supercar.
Yeah, man. I love it when the guys step. We've got so many guys in World Championship now who've come up from RX2 cars, and they're just so good because these things teach you not to make, can get away with a mistake in a supercar, can't you?
You can. You just go down a gear.
Yeah,
exactly. You just go down a gear and you fix your correction. In the RX cars, the RX2 cars, the lights, you can't fix your little mess up so much. You got to carry it on, and hopefully you don't do it again on the next lap.
Anderson on the inside, Keys, then McConnell, Brooks and Rimmer. At the minute, McConnell is the provisional TQ in the centre of the grid with a first place and a third place, but Scott Anderson had a fifth and a first, and Anderson was impressive in Q2. James Rimmer on the outside is currently in P4. Christian Brooks, who've got next to him, is in P3. So these guys are right up at the sharp end, and they all want to be above that fourth place because the top four guys are going to be the front rows of the two semi-finals later on today.
A couple of these guys suffered penalties for weight.
Yes, you were saying they're coming in too close.
Hopefully Keys ate a few cheeseburgers.
In the break.
Yeah.
In the break. Here we go then. Anderson on the inside. Keys, McConnell, Brooks and Rimmer. Well, McConnell's gone backwards a bit. Brooks seems to have got him, and now McConnell picks up a gear, comes alongside. Nicely done. Alex Keys doing well as well. Keys goes straight to the Joker. Brooks has gone with him, and I think Rimmer went too. So on the inside of the standard lap, Scott Anderson and Fraser McConnell. So Fraser McConnell, who won Q1, is in right behind Scott Anderson. Anderson runs wide. Anderson runs wide as they head up over the jump, so he lost a lot of time there. McConnell's going to try and get
alongside. He's off the blue groove. You have to tuck back in, or else it's going to get real slippery into those barriers.
So it looks like he's managed to gather it up, Anderson. So Anderson in front of McConnell, and those guys now being chased down by the back. So these three now, there's no point in them squabbling. They just need to try to close that gap and hope that these guys don't joke on this lap.
Hope that these guys get into it a little bit so they can catch up.
Exactly, yes, and that's one of the things, isn't it, about, particularly when you're racing for time, is, you don't want the guy behind to get past, but you're focusing on your mirrors and you're losing a 10.
Yes, you definitely want these guys to battle it out so you can put some fast laps in behind them.
So it looks like he's gapped McConnell just a bit. Anderson, loud, these cars are really loud, out on over the paint at COTA, down in front of the massive Formula 1 grandstands here. We've seen an overtaking move there, we know it's on, but only if you tee it up at the previous corner.
Yeah, you're going to have to get aggressive on the hairpin to get any kind of passing done after that long straight.
Brooks is right up underneath Keys.
See the different line there? Look at that, that was beautiful.
Fantastic pass by Brooks. Christian Brooks just sticks it up the inside.
He's got an injured car now, though.
You think he's got damage?
It looks a little off.
Or sideways through the hairpin down the bottom, over the jump. Has he broken the rear suspension? Bucky might have just spotted an absolute stormer from a distance. Has he bent the rear suspension? So it looks like he's holding on at the minute. So Brooks has managed to get past Keys, but out front, these guys are going to have to joker on the last lap. What is the gap at the minute? It is 3.2 from Anderson back to Brooks. We think the joker's about 2.5, so it might be that Anderson's going to get through, but McConnell here, McConnell leading and Anderson into the joker lap now. So around the outside, McConnell's in front of Anderson, but who's going to get into the merge first?
Look at that.
Brooks. Brooks gets it, so if it hadn't been for
Brooks
that pass.
must be okay. Yeah,
Brilliant.
he's fine.
Oh, he's sideways though. Brooks runs wide. Brooks runs wide. He gets passed by Fraser McConnell.
He's going into him. He ain't stopping.
Oh, McConnell's in the wall. Just manages to drag it round. They're whooping up here in the spotters tower. 5 cars nose to tail as they come down towards the finish.
Look at this.
Oh, he has a look up the inside as he got broken. He's broken rear suspension, I think, is it?
It's either that or a flat.
Wow, so car moving around like mad, but this one goes the way of Keys over the line from Brooks and Anderson, and wow, that was close.
That was beautiful. Hey, I gotta hand it up there to Brooks. Hat off to Brooks right there. Amazing driving.
You can see the rear left button
Oh yeah,
from
I saw
our
it
position.
right after
we can
contact.
see.
I could see it. The car was just kicked sideways.
Great spot, Bucky Lasek. See?
Yeah.
Oh man, someone get this guy on a supercar again.
Yeah,
eh?
there we go. That was awesome
Eyes
racing.
like that. Yeah, fantastic. But yeah, great spot. Really good pass. But again, that's that thing. Good pass, but it was a risk to take the contact.
And he took it.
Yeah, took the risk, took the damage. I mean, luckily he still held on to P2. But
Luckily it wasn't 5 laps.
let's see what was the time like though to Martel. See, there's what happens when you race. Martel 2:31.5 compared to these guys 2:36. It's cost them 5 seconds to get into each other like that, and they're racing for time. So look at this. Martel stays top of the table. Yes, these guys were faster than the other racers from earlier, but that gap is 5 seconds. That is a brilliant performance by Martel.
What a recovery.
Yeah, good job by Keys and Brooks here, Anderson. I really enjoyed the race between those guys, Rimmer and McConnell, but they've got to remember it's about time. They need to try and be up at the top there, and that's going to haul Martel right up from P7 up the standings. Birthday boy there. Forrest Duplessis waiting to spot for Ken Block.
You know, Forrest was one of my coaches.
Was he?
When I started driving gravel.
Up at DirtFish?
Yeah.
Yep. Used to work up at DirtFish Rally School, yeah. So this was the start, look. 3 cars. Interesting on the inside. Alex Keys going in deep and fast from the inside and managing to get the whole shot of the outer lap. This was the contact. It was heavy contact, wasn't it?
It was pretty heavy, but it was aggressive, but it was
a good move, wasn't it?
It was a good move.
Good move, got to take those moves. It's interesting to see, so that right-hander then is looking, because we've seen Ken Block as well go deep there on purpose to square the exit off, but it's leaving a gap on the inside. So are people starting to find passing places here at COTA? Here's the cars coming in on the long run home, waiting for the man with the checker flag. There he is. Checker waved for Alex Keys from Christian Brooks. Brooks doing such a good job at Hollis a couple of weeks ago. His dad's name's Chris, actually. My bad. Chris who replied to me on the email the other day. I said, oh, is it Chris or Christian? He goes, I'm his dad. It's Chris. Christian's his name. So Dom
Alex
is
Keys.
down with our winner, and he's got Alex Keys with him.
Alex Keys, this was a hard-fought battle, but he finished on top, second in Q2, now Q3, you're up top. How does it feel?
Feels really good. I mean, that was a good battle out there. We seem to have a little bit of trouble with the engine cutting out, so we're going to get that fixed for Q4. But what a great battle. I mean, I made that one big mistake going into one, let Christian by, and then kind of was smart on the last lap with everything going on, let them push each other wide, and then I just snuck down the middle, and I was there. So, good race.
Excellent job. We'll let you get ready for Q4 and then the semis and the final.
Yeah. Thank you.
So the ARX 2 guys heading back to the paddock for a little break. They've got around 90 minutes now, which is a welcome breather in this heat. Time to respanner those cars, get rid of the little problems which some of the guys are saying they've got. So at the minute, Fraser McConnell is your provisional top qualifier, as he was after Q2, the win in Q1, and then decent results in Q2 and Q3. Scott Anderson taking the win in Q2, but look at that. Conor Martel taking the win in Q3. Needs a few more points to get himself up amongst the others, but 3 different winners of the 3 qualifying sessions so far. It is on in ARX 2. There we are. Austin in the distance. Umbrellas up. Definitely not going to rain. My goodness me.
You never know. That sneaks up on you pretty quickly around here.
Yeah, man. There we are. Quick wave. Good stuff. Well, we're enjoying this so far. I hope you guys are enjoying it at home. Give us a comment on Facebook if you are. Bucky, that was a cool race from ARX2.
That was amazing.
There.
That was awesome to watch. Very, very aggressive racing. Yeah, it was maybe want to get out there and mix it up.
Yeah, maybe we'll get you out in an ARX.
That was amazing. Yeah, good job.
Any time on track is good time, basically. But good to see the youngsters going for it. We're going to see the supercars going for it as well. I know those guys are lining up on the grid just in the distance over there. We're in the spotters tower here. All the spotters are just down to my right, and we've got a bird's eye view of the track down there. It is a bit hot here, I must say.
I'm wiping sweat away as we're standing here.
It is a bit hot. It is a bit hot, but that's okay. That's okay.
We do have the second best seat.
Yeah, exactly. Best seat is down there on the grid. This is the second best seat in the house. So pleasure to have Bucky Lasek along with me this weekend. So thank you for joining us. Here is Travis Pastrana on board. Look at that huge air vent. That's running down from the top of the car, and that's brand new for this weekend because they wanted more airflow into the car. And they've gone for this. Look at the hole in the roof, in Pastrana's roof. It's absolutely massive, Bucky. I've never seen that.
It's the new scoop. It's the new roof scoop
like
that
a huge
SRT
snorkel,
developed.
Isn't it? Down into the car.
They got 3 intakes for the radiator back there.
Yeah,
3.
two extra ones on the rear arches as well now.
Yes.
So yeah, Pastrana and Atkinson lining up. Arpin and Bennett. So Bennett did really well in Q1, and since then it's gone slightly awry. We know they're missing a few spare parts here, so he'll be hoping to keep it out of any trouble. Pastrana just looks so relaxed in the car. All smiles and saying he was here to enjoy himself, but that whenever he did anything, he did it to win.
I can't tell if Pastrana is like ordering a Big Mac or if he's like getting ready to jump like 50 buses.
Is it 50 or 50? 52 cars.
Oh, sorry.
My God, dude. I can't even read. I can't contemplate going over one bus. Chris Atkinson on the inside from Travis Pastrana, Steve Arpin and Oliver Bennett. There's their positions. Look, 5th, 7th, 6th, 8th for Bennett. All about moving up the grid for the semi-finals. Yeah, what a guy, Pastrana. My goodness, yeah. Would you do that? I mean, you've done some pretty dead-hill stuff over the years.
No, I wouldn't do that. Why would I do that?
Did you do skateboard stuff that's just totally wild, but the motorbike thing is just not cool?
Man, no way. That's not me. I'm not a motorcycle guy.
Amazing, man, amazing. People have these incredible talents. Fantastic stuff. Here are the spotters. Look at that. Super focused on the start, as will the drivers be. 2 Subarus on the inside. Atco and Pastrana. Oh, it's a very even start. Pastrana, got a slightly better getaway, and I think him and Arpin are going to go joke. Pastrana's going to go late on the brakes, almost collects the back of the Focus. Up the inside.
Look at this.
Pastrana managed to get through. Bennett's going to try and go too. Bennett in the door, but Pastrana gets in, and Atco's been dropped down to P4. These guys have all joked. That's going to play into the hands of Atkinson, surely out front. So Arpin at the back of this crowd. Who ran wide? Was it Arpin that ran wide?
I think Travis just put him in a little bit. I think Arpin went a little bit deep, and Travis took it in there, and then here we come. The Mini just showed up out of nowhere.
I was surprised that Travis didn't actually collect the back of the Focus on the way in, because it looked like he'd gone too deep, but he just managed to back it out enough for the Focus to get cleanly through the right.
Touchy. That was awesome.
Yeah, really tidy. But a good race going on in the background here. These guys, so now you've got a problem, Bucky, because they've done their joker, so you can't do the tactics thing. Really, your best bet is to get your head down, but they're racing, and that's going to cost them time too. So what do you do?
What do? You just look ahead, eyes forward.
So try not to get distracted.
You'll get banged from behind here and there, but eyes forward. That's all you got to do. Try to not smoke your tires too much. Keep it clean and
hit your marks and get the lap times.
Exactly.
Atkinson stays on the standard lap, so Chris Atkinson is going to go joker on the very last tour. You're on board with Pastrana. Listen to this. You can hear just a roar of the tyres there as he locks the wheels into the left-hander. Atkinson down to the hairpin, and again,
look at that. You can hear that's dirt, and you can hear the tires squealing.
And that's how much the blue groove's coming.
Yes.
Pastrana pulls the gears again in the Subaru. I love riding on board in these cars. Into the right, and a little bit of understeer,
yeah, a little push there, a little deep on the braking. He's going for it though. You can tell he's 110% right now.
So Chris Atkinson
using all the track.
And he's going to come in cleanly, look. And I think Atkinson has got away with this, A, because he's driven well, but B, because the guys behind are fighting.
Exactly. They got into it enough that Atco was able to just kind of walk away with it.
So Atco in front from his teammate, Pastrana, wide into the hairpin. Pastrana, when he's braking, doesn't look like he's quite got the car underneath him yet for me. So, he looks like he's braking and turning, and he's not setting up just how he thinks it's going to. Almost like there's too much grip on the gravel.
Well, Travis's car's got a big push, and it's also got a little bit of understeer. So, understeer, and it's got oversteer. So it's kind of got both things going right now. So it's a
So
it looks like a little bit of a handful.
It's going, what, it's snapping one way or the other. It's not. There's not a big window in the middle. Not a big operational window.
When he enters the corner with speed, it pushes, and when he tries to exit the corner, it oversteers.
Okay, so Pastrana wanting to dial it in a bit.
But
Atkinson
hey, he's in
took that.
second.
Oh, exactly. Did the best of the guys who were joking on that one. There he is, already on the radio.
Yeah.
I wish I could lip read.
Yeah.
I love the fact he enjoys
that's pretty
it so
much what
you
he's
know?
saying is he got into a good race, and he's probably just like chuckling about that.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay, here we go. Chris Atkinson taking that one, 224.6 from Travis Pastrana, his Subaru teammate. And it's Arpin and Oliver Bennett in P4. Atkinson coming back into the paddock, and we have just one supercar race to go. Let's take a look back at that previous one, though. Great start from Pastrana. Pastrana actually was lightning there, wasn't he?
Yes.
Arpin looked to have the same reaction time, but look at this into turn one.
Look at this. No touchy.
No, just enough space, wasn't there?
Just enough.
This is on board with Pastrana. I wonder if we'll see his point of view. So watch for Arpin here, and it looks like he's going to collect him, but just does enough to miss him. So really well done there.
But what that did, it opened it up.
And Bennett was on the right,
Just enough.
So Bennett manages to get Arpin, look, and Pastrana. Arpin then, I don't know if he got into the back of Bennett at the hairpin or not, but we saw the Mini with a sideways move on the exit of the hairpin, or Bennett got in the gas too hard.
How is Bennett? Bennett been driving this car a lot?
No, so it's...
Because it seems like a short wheelbase. He's really...
It's a brand new car this season, which they're developing themselves. I know Liam Doran had a hand in helping them build it, and he's been doing selected world races. He did well in British Rallycross.
He's fast.
And he's learning, you know, and it's hard to learn when you're up against the best.
Yeah.
So there are the guys in the spotters tower having a good time. They're waiting for this last race to go. We're going to go down to Dom, who is in the paddock with our race winner.
Chris Atkinson, great race, great launch. You were able to take the Joker on the last lap because you were dominant in that race. Walk us through it.
Yeah, we've been working on the car and haven't had the best feeling this morning so far. That's a good step. We had good pace. Still need to find a little bit more, but really happy with the car.
You think in the semis and in the finals you might have something for the Volkswagens, or?
Yeah, I think we can find a bit more. It's going to be tough. These heats, you just try and run as fast as possible. Come the semi and the final, then there's going to be a bit more action.
Very good. Congratulations, great race, and get ready for Q4 in the finals.
Cheers, thanks.
Chris, super chilled in the car there. Thumbs up from him.
That dude is an animal.
Yeah?
Yeah, Chris Atkinson. He's an animal. He's a beast.
Yeah, you raced with him?
Yeah, I did. I had a few races with him. He's fast, super aggressive.
Rally boy, you know, that wonderful car control that comes from gravel driving.
He's
you know,
a
lot of gravel.
for sure.
Yeah, man, that's what we like to see.
He's not like, oh, this needs a click here, this needs a click there. He's like,
I'll send it more.
No, he will make the adjustments, but until then, send it.
That's what we like. Well, let's have a look at the grid then for the last race of Q3. On the inside, Scott Speed in the Beetle. He's won both sessions so far. Is he going to take Q3 as well? His teammate Tanner Faust will try hard to beat him. Ken Block, third after Q2. And Patrick Sandell, who has had 2 P4s. Can he go any better this time? These guys are your top 4, in fact, after Q2. So not only the fastest 4 in Q2, but at the top of the table. So these guys consistently have done well in each session. And that's what they've got to do with this race time system. Got to make sure that you're always up there amongst it. You can hear the guys clunking the car, and the marshal walks across, gives a thumbs up. Love this part.
Putting in gear, switching on anti-lag.
This is the good stuff. This is the good stuff. Here we go, onto the limiters. Lights are about to go out. Look for the green. Sandell was the last away from the line there. Faust and Speed super close together. Block going to try and go around the outside. Faust goes deep again. Those guys split the strategy. Block goes inside to the Joker. Sandell, Block was into the back of Speed. I can see from the competition there was contact in turn 1, but only just. So VW have done the split strategy again, Bucky.
Yeah, see if it works this time. Block is right there.
If Block can harass Speed a little bit, that might hold Speed up. I think Speed will do what you said and be eyes forward and just hit his marks.
He will hit his marks, that's for sure. But can Ken get it in his mirrors?
Yeah, sure, and harass him a little bit. And also, well, so far we've seen that the strategy of Speed has worked to just get their laps in and take the Joker the last time. Faust did this last time, Joker on lap 1. And Block goes Joker now. Watch for Faust on the inside, so Block's gone to the Joker. Faust is coming around the inside, he's going to try and shut the door. I think he's going to get it done. And Block drops back now behind, just in front of Sandell, but behind Faust. And now, what's the gap? Faust is 2.4. Last time we saw Speed edging that out by 0.3 here and there. So will he hold on again for lap 4? On board with Faust as he looks ahead to his main rival for the weekend. Your teammate's always your biggest rival.
It is. It's the one guy you want to beat, and it's the one guy you don't want to run into.
Faust through the right. Speed is going into the standard lap. So Speed ahead of Faust has gone standard lap. So these guys now, what's the gap? Was 2 points, 2.2. Faust is closing it down. So Faust has taken 2/10 out of it, Bucky. This is on. Oh, I see he's pushing really hard over the jump. Full risk for Faust.
He might be gaining it over the jump.
So just being really committed and taking a bit of a risk on it.
He might be a little bit more aggressive on the brakes. Like I said, Tanner's probably one of the best brakers in the field.
So Faust through the right hander. Watch for the Joker lap merge this time. Faust, is he looking to stamp some authority on it? Super committed through. Threads that needle again into the right. Watch for Speed around the outside. Oh, it's super fast. Speed is so fast around the Joker lap. It's going to be close to the merge. Faust's going to try and come around the outside.
Inside? Does he have it?
Oh, Speed holds him off and Faust can't get through. Speed knew he was there.
Yep, all you have to do is just not slide it.
Super tight. But these guys as well, if they hadn't been teammates, I reckon they'd have been contact there, but they know not to do that.
They could have gave us a little contact. We want to see a little.
We'll wait for the semis and the final for that. There'll be contact then, I'm sure. Faust sideways on the exit. Speed tidy, but Faust has done a good job here with the lap times. He's proved he's going to be a rival to his teammate for the rest of the day. Speed, though, takes it with a 2:20.
Sandell off.
Oh, Sandell's off at the last corner from the commentary. She's gone really wide. Coming out really hot, but Speed with a 2:20.4 has gone fastest time of the day. So both ARX and ARX2 have gone FTD. Is that because of the track, do you think, Bucky?
I do think it's grooving in more.
So
the cars, yep, the dirt is getting faster.
Okay, so basically, so that we might expect to see even quicker times again in Q4. But interesting, wasn't it? It looked like it played into Faust's hand a little bit in terms of lap time. He was chasing Speed down there. When we get into the semis and it's 6 laps, not 4, you know, those extra laps are going to make a difference to how you can gap the guy behind.
It's all going to come up to style of driving. You know, if there's a spot where Tanner can send it, where you know Speed is going to keep it a little bit more tighty, Faust might be able to gain.
Scott Speed takes it with a 2:20.4, the fastest time of the day so far. Tanner Faust, Ken Block and Patrick Sandell. And those 4 guys are all faster than the 4 from the previous race. In fact, Sandell a second quicker than Atkinson, who won the previous race. So Atkinson, Pastrana, Arpin and Bennett drop into the bottom of that. And that means that these 4 at the top are going to maintain their positions, I think, because they finished in the same finishing order they did in Q2. So interesting. Speed takes his lid off. Doesn't look too hot or stressed in there. And believe me, it will be hot in there. Here's another look at the start. So just look how close it is between the Beetles. And the Beetles, the nose barely dips when they change gear. It just sits and goes.
They've always had great launches.
On board with Faust. So this was the merge. Look how close he was. And he tried for the undercut, didn't he? I guess he hoped Speed would go deep on the brakes.
I think when it becomes a points race, you might see a little fender touch. You might put a little fender on him.
Okay,
right
we'll look forward to that later on this afternoon. That was Block and Sandell earlier on in the run. And the jump, Faust was really flying the jump.
Volkswagens are jumping, probably one of the better jumping cars right now.
Yeah, don't seem to be struggling, do they? We know that Ford have had a couple of breakages of rear dampers here today. So good stuff from Volkswagen. The dominance of them continues, and you'll see that from this table. So after Q3, look at the consistency of the Volkswagens. 3 P1s in a row for Speed, 3 P2s in a row for Faust. Ken Block, look, right up there now. He's had 2 P3s, so great stuff. Sandell consistently 4th, can't just break into that top 3, but ahead of his teammates Atkinson and Pastrana. Arpin and Bennett are the other 2 down at the bottom end of the top 8. So Scott Speed, the overall top qualifier after Q3, is with Dom now, so we can go and hear from him.
Scott Speed, 3 out of 3. What will they have to do? What are you doing to be that perfect, that good, that fast here in Austin?
I don't know. That was a lot closer. Tanner's getting faster. So, I mean, because we're teammates, we're able to sort of strategize accordingly. I'm going to take Joker first. I give him a couple laps so we don't have to really try to race each other too hard on the track. We'll just do it by lap time. But that was obviously a very, very close one. It was basically a tie. So the three heats obviously going to be good points for the semifinal. Hopefully we can just keep it together next one and have a solid semifinal, and then we'll duke it out in the main.
I know that's stuff that the racers don't like to think about, but how do you see having a perfect day, win every qualifying, the semi and the final? Are you starting to feel it?
I mean, that's always plan A, so that's nothing new. I mean, just hopefully we can stick on that.
Very good. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Scott Speed looking for the clean sweep. We haven't had one yet in ARX. Are we going to see one today? That means you have to win all 4 qualifying sessions, the semi and the final. We've seen it done twice in the World Rallycross Championship, but never in Americross Rallycross so far. Round 2, it could be on already. So these are the standings after Q3. Scott Speed with 3 wins in a row from Faust, 3 P2s, and then Ken Block looks second in Q2 and Q3. Block is up there. Sandell can't quite break into the top 3. Atkinson, Arpin, Pastrana and Bennett.
This is all the action from qualifying 3 here at COTA for the DirtFish Rallycross of the Americas. There's one more qualifying to go, then the semifinals and the finals. Stay tuned, it'll be on Facebook Live and on our YouTube channel, ARX Rallycross, here in about an hour.